What's up, Juventini? The same question remains today that we were wondering for a while now. What is Juventus going to do? We saw no action yesterday morning when many expected Motta to get sacked, and now we start to get the plan. We start to get the plan what's going to happen with Motta, what's going to happen with coaches, but potentially what could happen beyond that as more names are on the chopping block at Juventus. Giuntoli, Calvo. But should Elkan also be on that chopping block? We've got the news updates on Elkan, his role, and what's about to go down at Juventus. In terms of coaching options, well, we got status updates on Zinedine Zidane and Roberto De Zerbi, all right? We're going to take a look at everything as chaos is amongst us, Juventini, all right? Let's get into it. I'm Berto, this is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's March 18th. Let's rock with the news. So the big question, what will Juventus do? Many of us expected Motta to be sacked yesterday. It did not happen, all right? We are hearing that the lack of options, being that only Tudor and Mancini are ready to immediately come in from the list of candidates for Juventus, has left them to remain with Thiago Motta. All right, and that being the issue, Magnanelli still named as the main candidate to take over in an emergency situation for Juventus. Meanwhile, continuing with Motta apparently is only going to go as far as the Genoa match, and that will be decisive for Motta remaining, and then we enter an emergency situation, most likely with Magnanelli. This is my issue with this whole scenario, all right? If you have already made your decision and you're just trying to get to season's end for the list of candidates, you've already decided that this ain't the guy, so just cut the cord, even if it's an emergency situation with Magnanelli, because what you see on the pitch will not get us to top four. And if Juve's playing games with top four, that's where I have a major problem with whoever is calling the shots, all right? And postponing this thing one game at a time. Oh, Fiorentina's do or die. No, now Genoa's do or die. Ain't helping the situation whatsoever. So we need a reaction. Now we are hearing that it's Elkan that has to make the call, not Giuntoli. We're also hearing that Giuntoli is actually on the chopping block as well as Calvo. And Calvo's taken heat for no sponsor this year. Here's my thing. Elkan, if you've been in control and you've been the one calling the shots, which of course you can, okay? You are in charge. You've let it get to this point. If you didn't like Calvo not getting a sponsor, then guess what? Step in, get the job done, and get rid of him, all right? You have been in control this entire time. So for things to hit this point and reaching chaos, and now all of a sudden being upset at this point, you needed to be proactive. And that tells me that your intention, that your heart, that your level of care isn't at the level required to be in charge at the helm of Juventus. All right. Now we look at this as far as Giuntoli, Calvo, etc. Whatever. They can all be on the chopping block. But Elkan, you're playing with fire right now with top four, and I hate it. So bring me a complete shift and a complete revolution. And I said this months ago. If we were looking at getting rid of Motta, get rid of all of them, because I need people that are competent, that care, and wouldn't let this continue on, because it can't, all right? And we can all see it. As far as moving forward with coaching, you get the usual candidates. Conte, Gasperini, Pioli, etc. at season's end. But you've also got Zinedine Zidane with a status update, and apparently it's not good and not what we want to hear. And that is that he is not close to Juve's bench. And apparently he's waiting for Ancelotti to leave because of a return to Real Madrid. But Roberto De Zerbi, there's a coach that many Juventini would like to see. Apparently it's not concrete that he could become Juve's coach. However, the belief is he would not say no to Juventus if offered the position, and he would return to Italy if offered that. And it's believed he would say yes if Juventus came calling for Roberto De Zerbi. You all know where I stand on De Zerbi. After the famous quote of, "I do my work just to be happy, and nothing else matters on top of that," that's where I kind of shut things down on Roberto De Zerbi. But where are you at? Should we be going for Roberto De Zerbi? hit me in the comments. For me, the top option, if available, is Antonio Conte. After that, I have major questions on all the other candidates, and I believe it becomes very, very difficult. Let's see what goes down. As far as Cambiaso goes, no injury confirmed yesterday. However, still suffering from pain. He is probably most likely going to miss that Thursday match for the Azzurri, but return to action for the Azzurri next week in the match in Dortmund. All right, that is your news break. Wild times. We're all waiting for action, and I don't think we're going to get it, everybody. It looks like we're heading into Genoa with everything remaining the same. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC Army, and let me know what you think about all the news you just heard here. Until tomorrow's edition, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus, ciao tutti.